After finishing both of the front brakes, now we're ready to do the rear brakes. Whenever you lift your truck or your car up, make sure to support it with jack stands. I'm using both of them on each side of the axles, and I also put my jack under the rear differential, so it would add an additional support too. The procedure on replacing your brake pads and rotor here on the rear is almost the same on the front, but the only difference would be some of the hardware, the caliper piston itself, because this one is just a single and this one is a little bit wider, but the procedure is almost the same. So we have to remove 2 of the 13mm bolts here on the slider first. And then we will just set our caliper resting here on the lift spring. And these are rear brake pads. And then the next thing that we're going to be removing would be the caliper bracket bolts on this side and here at the bottom. It's held by an 18mm bolt. Ooh, that was really stuck. And now you also want to inspect your emergency brake. This one still looks good. And then after removing the rotor, now we want to clean up this surface. And then now we're just adding anti-seize to the surface where the new rotor is meeting. And then just spray some brake cleaner on your bracket as well. And then after that, you will notice the groove where the anti-rattle hardware goes in. You just want to add on both sides with anti-seize. And then after that, we're just pulling out the slider bolts so we can add some grease on both of them. After installing the brake rotor, now we want to put in our brake caliper bracket. And the brake caliper bracket is held by two 18mm bolts. And they need to be torqued down to 181 foot-pounds. And then now we're ready to put the anti-rattle hardware. Now we're ready to put in our new brake pads. After installing your brake pads, the next thing that we're going to be doing is to compress the brake caliper in. Once the piston is already compressed on the rear brake caliper, we just want to spray this one with brake cleaner to clean it out, and then after that we're going to install it. And now we're ready to install our brake caliper. Now the brake caliper is held by two 13mm bolts. And set your torque wrench to 27 foot-pounds. Now our brake job here on the rear driver's side is done. The only thing that we need to do is to put on the tires and torque it to 150 foot-pounds, and then we're going to be doing the other side as a time lapse too. So Alright, DIYers, thank you for watching. Until the next video.